All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. Let us know, how do we sound and how does it look?
What's up, everybody? How are you?
Mic check, mic check.
I actually like this the small box thing a lot better.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
When we do the other kind, me and Mike have to like sit like this.
Yeah, we almost got to throw our arms around each other. To get
Hey, buddy, I love you too.
All right, 5x5, very good.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, hey everybody, how you doing?
All right, guys. So for those of you that might not know who this is, I'm pretty sure most of you know, but this is Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, also known as Mike. It's a mouthful to say his YouTube name a lot.
Yeah,
But anyway,
sorry.
So as far as guests goes, besides Preppreneurs One, this is probably one of the only other guys that I've met in person who I've known for maybe 2 years now, a year and a half.
Yep.
Right.
About a year and a half.
And we hung out on multiple occasions doing these bug out weekends and events that Mike runs, which, by the way, guys, are, I think, they're stellar events. With that being said, hanging out with him, I get to know the kind of guy he is. And like I said before, this is a dude that I trust, like through and through. And Livingston, man, in the back, by the way. I know he likes breaking my nuts with the whole spam thing, but that's another dude that I trust.
We can approach it, but my take on that is that, like, see, Jason and I have never discussed spam or canned meats at all.
Ever.
Everybody else like invented this like wrestling beef, and like, so I mean, take what you want from it, but it never happened. Maybe one day we can do it tonight if you
want. Yeah. So with that, these two guys are home runs. So, Mike, do me a favor, introduce yourself. And
awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm Mike from Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. We started the YouTube channel, oh man, what, about a year ago? A little over a year ago.
January 2021.
Yeah, January 2021. Very first video, I actually took a trip down to meet Jason for the very first time and brought him a bunch of cannon jars. And I was really apprehensive to start the YouTube channel. I really wasn't sure about being in front of the camera and voicing my opinions. NY Prepper was a big push. And Alan, the Livingston man, everybody did kind of encouraged me to do this. And I gave it a shot, man. I just started talking in front of the camera, and it became less and less awkward as I went along. And I'm just kind of taking people along for the ride with the things that I used to do, but now I have cool names put to it, I guess. Because it was, we used to do the same exact things before there was the Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival heading. So, yeah, man, that's basically it in a nutshell. I'm just trying to help folks out and get more people prepped, man. The more the better, in my opinion.
He doesn't do himself justice. I call him Saint Michael, like the protector. When like the pandemic started to hit, like this dude was on the phone. He wore himself ragged. See these gray hairs?
They're all from helping him.
He didn't have those like a year ago. He was straight calling everybody. He was on his phone, driving in his truck constantly. Do you have this? Do you have that? I'll get you this. I'll get you that.
It's true, man.
He brought me supplies that like I thought would have been impossible. It's like black market shit. All right.
That's the connections.
He didn't do that just for me.
Community.
He did that for everybody. And that was before this YouTube channel bullshit. It was before any of that. Because the dude honestly cares, and he doesn't pay me.
I do.
To say that he doesn't pay me at all. I mean that.
It's true. I do care, and I do want to see people. I want to see everybody get through whatever the fuck happens, man. Honestly, I really do. I want to see everybody make it, and I know unfortunately that's not the case. So the more people that I can help guide in the right direction, or just point the right way, the better, in my opinion.
Well, listen, you definitely do it. You know what? You definitely do it with the events. That's for sure. In the events, it shows that you care because you're running something that a large percentage of people wouldn't do. Listen, it just shows. It shows that you care. It shows that you have character, and you don't talk shit. That's the bigger thing, I think, for me, is that you don't talk shit. You back up what you do. So
yeah. Well, if I'm talking shit, Believe I'll back it up.
That's my job, like specifically on the channel, is to talk shit. I'm his counterpoints. What I do, Livingston Man.
Yeah, he's the yin to my yang.
Yeah, so I mean, Livingston Man, why don't you introduce yourself while you're at it?
I am the Livingston Man, and as such, I'm actually not a real person. I'm an exaggeration of my real self. The things I say are true, and I believe them, although I tend to present them completely over the top and loud, obnoxious, whatever you want to call it. Get people's attention. I'm a prick. On the internet. You know, I came up as a troll in the old 2016 days when we were trying to get Trump elected. I talk a bunch of crap online, and I still do it today. I can't break the habit, actually. But I'm really going to try to behave myself on your stream tonight because I respect you a whole lot. I don't want to be too ridiculous tonight.
Says the Livingston Man's a bot. And that's,
the Livingston Man is a bot.
Yeah, he's
I've
the
been
Russian
accused
bot.
of that before.
He's the Russian bot.
I play devil's advocate for Mike a lot.
He does, and he helps me. He helps me see things from a different perspective sometimes. So it helps to not be so have your blinders on, I guess.
I'm also I'm his cameraman and co-editor of like the videos that I produce.
All the awesome stuff that you guys see on the Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival channel. All the cool editing. Livingston Man, he's incredible at it.
Speaking of which, what was that video you did on the electric bike?
Yeah, the e-bike, the Rambo Nomad e-bike. That thing was awesome.
Yeah, that was first of all, that was an awesome bike. That was a good video. He edited it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, right. So that's an example of what you guys could look at to look at Livingston Man's or Ed's editing skills. So that's like one video that I know. He did a couple of videos, but that's like I think probably
he's the chief editor around here now. He won't let me do anything anymore.
He's always killing the live stream or canceling the thing.
Yeah, well, if you tried to catch the live stream earlier, you see what happens when they lets me touch the buttons.
Just doing it wrong.
Yeah, I'm more the prepping and survival guy, and he is my technical guru.
That works. That works.
Mike, when he started his YouTube channel, and I guess I might add, is that Mike was and has always been very respectful of your channel. In fact, I believe he said that you were the one that made him want to do this.
Yeah.
So I've taken indirectly a lot of influence from how you work and applied it to Mike's channel. But what I noticed about a lot of prepping channels was that there was just one of them. And so we wondered what it would be like if all of a sudden you sort of had like this, like there was two of them. I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah,
like the White Hodge twins or something.
But, White Hodge twins.
You know, but in that regard, like, you know, all of a sudden there's two of them, and it's a little different than just some guy with like weird lights, like warning us about the apocalypse again. Try to just do something a little different with the channel. We try to bring knowledge, but also make it entertaining.
Yeah, have a little fun with it, guys.
Definitely. And guys, if you're looking to start a channel, start the fucking channel.
It's that easy.
It doesn't. I know people. You know, it's crazy. Like people like I don't know because I don't like my voice. I don't like this. I'm like, who gives a fuck? You got information. No one cares and looks at a dude or a chick and goes, "Wow, that's annoying. He sounds annoying." I mean, yeah, there are some motherfuckers out there that do sound annoying, but
that's true.
Me.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Their information's good, you know.
Yep. Exactly. And everybody puts a different spin on things.
Right.
That's the best part of it is maybe you don't learn the best way that the Livingston Man teaches. Maybe you're more of an angry prepper learner. Maybe you're more of a Mike from Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival learner. There's a lot of different folks out there who put a different spin on things. And
kind of like Canadian preppers annoying. At least the Livingston Man is.
Canadian prepper is annoying. Yeah, he could be.
It's good to have a different spin on things. So do it, guys. Start a channel, man. Start a channel.
You're already here. If you already got a handle or whatever on YouTube and a channel, an account, whatever they call it.
Yeah, you're already halfway there.
Yep.
It's like taking a selfie, except you're talking to it. We're talking to a camera right now. That's all we're doing. It's easy. I encourage you to share your knowledge, whoever you are. You know something that someone else doesn't, and you can share that.
Absolutely.
I guess one of you guys want to answer this question? Just quote me.
Absolutely, you can. If you have a cell phone and you have the YouTube app, you can go live from there. There's a few criteria to meet, so you may have to work your channel up a little bit, but you can absolutely broadcast from your cell phone.
Of course, Facebook lets you go live. I don't know about Instagram.
Yeah. Well, I think you can go live on Instagram too.
You can.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah. So there's ways to just put yourself out there, or shoot videos of yourself if we're going to have this conversation, and just see what you think.
Yeah.
If you've never heard your voice recorded before, you might find it really strange. Your voice doesn't sound the way you think you sound, and that usually what bugs most people out.
Yeah.
After that, like, just hell with it. It's accepted. It's what you look like. It's what everybody else sees. They've already been seeing you this way the whole time. Just speak your piece.
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh wow, Jif peanut butter and candy and ice cream.
So we're here to talk about we might be in trouble. So why do you think so? What's up?
Well, that's the question. And the answer for those that might not be following, I think, all right, not I think. So a lot of research I've been doing into a video I watched that I got to find the original link and I'll send it to you. But a buddy of mine sent me this link to watch this video. And there's this guy on it. I guess he's like a fucking Chinese nerd. And he's not Chinese. He's a white dude, but he's like, he knows Chinese politics. He's been following China for probably 30, 40 years. He thinks that we're going to have some kind of attack in November. This is what he thinks. And only because, now, here's the double-edged sword with that. He said that he had information and that there was a legitimate recording of Chinese people talking about some kind of attack in November. And he clarified who was in it too. That was the thing. I didn't get that far in the video. But upon researching China's military and China's Navy, if you will, they're starting to experience, or rather they are experiencing, a lot of problem and technical problems with their vehicles. So their submarines, their battleships, their aircraft carrier, because they built all of those too fast.
Because they're made in China.
Huh?
It's because they're made in China.
Exactly. Interestingly enough, these are the numbers of vehicles they have. So they already beat us in far as military vehicles. They have 360 battle-ready ships. We only have 290. That's not including what they are building and what we are currently building.
Right.
As of right now, China has 355 surface combatants. Those are pretty much all kinds of ships, battleships, destroyers, and things of that nature. They have 50 diesel-powered submarines, 6 ballistic nuclear missile submarines, 3 aircraft carriers. So possibly there's a 4th one on the way.
Only 3.
Only 3, right? But they have 2,100 fighter jets. So they're only going to get maybe, I don't know, what, 20, 30 of those on the
Don't they beat us in air power though, don't they?
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't think they have the experience and the training that the United States and Israel has. So that's considered.
I don't think they actually have like the real technology that we have. So we have this integrated battle space, like where we've been doing this a long time. They're new on the game, like you said. Like they have new technology, but they don't know how to use it.
Exactly. They have 164 Coast Guard cutters, 27 amphibious assault ships, and 2 polar icebreakers. The 2 polar icebreakers are right. Those are the ones that had me curious about where they're going.
The one thing that they do have for them is the amount of ships that they have in China that are not necessarily military.
Right.
And I know that they have been working on the container missiles.
Right.
I'm not sure what type they are, but they look just like a shipping container. They fit in a shipping container space, and they can get them pretty close to the coasts, disguised as container ships, guys. So,
undetected too.
Exactly.
Now it's crazy you said that, because the video I was watching, this guy said the same shit. He says that they are working on these things, and I'm like, so this guy pretty much knows a lot of the ins and outs. Now, whether or not they attack us in November, I don't know. After reading a lot of articles about the technical issues they are having, I can't see them doing this half-assed.
No.
I am doing a video maybe tomorrow on the 2 scenarios where they can attack and how they can attack. Now, one scenario is a straight full frontal attack. Well, not full frontal, but coming from the Pacific Ocean, right? So
Right.
coming from the west, if you will, into California, Washington, Oregon, and if I'm not mistaken, Russia would also help. They would tackle Canada and Alaska. This is one of the plans that they actually drew up, by the way. Alexander the Great, thank you for the donation.
Across the North Pole, like Russia would actually attack the U.S. not across an ocean, but across the top of the world. It's
Right.
short.
Right, and that was their original plan in the 30s. China is, if I hate to say this, would want to dominate or have more balls, and they would come across the Pacific. Now, again, that's one scenario that is highly unlikely. The second scenario is nuclear war.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so
unfortunately,
you're not crossing an ocean and invading the United States. You have to turn to a weapon of mass destruction. You can't invade the United. There's no invading the United States.
Well, here's the problem. This is the one issue. I was thinking that too. I was like, well, to attack us that way would be ballsy, right?
Very.
But they have, as of right now, more ships than we do, with the exception of the battleships. They have, if I'm not mistaken, I think they have more submarines, unless we have a couple that I don't know of. I think they outnumber us in subs as well, I think. But they also have those interesting fisherman boats that have been hanging out off the coast of...
Yeah, lots of them.
Right, South America, that can easily be converted, and if not have weapons on them already. Right,
Yeah.
so there's also that. We have a border that's wide open. They are taking over Latin America, or rather South America, and they're also taking over the African continent. Now, those are two articles you can look up right now. Look up China taking over Africa and China taking over Latin America. That's the article.
Yeah, they need more property. They got a lot of people to feed in China. A lot of people to feed.
Right, but when you start taking over two other continents, I think it's more about them spread, like you said. I guess you're right, spreading out. Right.
Yeah, spread around the globe. Well, similar to what we've done. I mean, we've got military bases all over the globe. So
right, but they're moving their people with those military bases, right?
Yeah.
And what I mean is, like, they're actually living in these places, whereas we were just occupying it militarily.
Yes,
you know? Yes, a couple of hippie, free-flowing people would live in those countries, but they are legitimately trying to take that country over with their people, along with the military. Solomon Islands is a good example of that, right? They're looking to build a military base out there.
Yeah, and they're building islands in the middle of the ocean. You know, they've got the technology to be able to do that. They suck the seafloor up and just pile it up until they have an island.
Right. Okay. Right. That I didn't know. So now here's something.
Punk-ass numbers. So we established in our one live stream that there's per 100 people in America, there's 120 guns.
Yeah.
In China, there's like 1 billion people.
Correct.
They have only 49 million guns
in China.
Guns?
Yeah.
We have like 335 million guns.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, I think the figure was like 390 million firearms in the United States of America.
This comes from gunpolicy.org/firearms/region/China. Gun numbers, civilian guns. So China, apparently, from what I read on the other article, has some of the strictest gun control laws in the world. There is no such thing as a civilian militia in China. If you're not military or law enforcement, you don't have gun, period. None.
Okay. Sort of like New York.
Basically now, right?
So like,
holy shit.
It's like, that sounds familiar. That's right. Yeah. New York. But so the other scenario is nuclear attack, annihilate the east and west coast, wait till the dust settles, and then roll in that way. Now, they would only roll in from the Pacific. Supposedly, a couple of Middle Eastern countries with Navy will come in from the east. But that is another highly unlikely scenario, because coming from the Atlantic Ocean is a lot longer trip than coming off from the Pacific. But right. So now here's something interesting that I could not believe. I was reading this shit. China built 2 large nuclear missile fields. This contains, if I'm not mistaken, 40 to 50 silos each in these fields.
Whoa.
Right. So imagine, get the picture later and I'll show it to you. In the video, I'm going to put what this field looks like. Supposedly they have 2 and they're working on a 3rd. These missile fields, comprise of 120 to 250 silos combined. Right. So now, remember,
those are all what ICBMs, right?
Yes, exactly. Now, the only thing is they don't, if I'm not mistaken, as of right now, they don't have that many ICBMs, but by 2030 they will. So in another 8 years, right? They'll have it.
China has the money to do this.
Say again?
China has the money to do this. It's ours and the whole world's really. China is in a great place. They're a manufacturing powerhouse and like an economic center.
Yeah.
Right.
Everything, unless stated otherwise, everything is made in China. By default, they got all the money for everything that is made in China.
Yep.
They're killing it in terms of money and resources.
They are what we were during World War II.
With a little bit of communist like thing.
Like,
they steal any technology. Like you're an American company, you got wicked stuff and you want to make it in China.
Yeah.
That technology is theirs now. By hook or crook. You're either
Yeah,
gonna let them have
everything.
it or they're gonna steal it. Sorry to be like that, but that's how it works. China has everything.
Each ICBM can carry 10 plus nukes. That's a scary fucking thought, guys.
Right. Their ICBM is a DF-41. And they built 100 new ones that went online in 2019.
The Don Fallon.
They carry up to 4 warheads. And then they have their nuclear bomber, the H-6. They have 236 of those. So, again, you remember what we were saying earlier about Taiwan?
Yeah.
This is not about Taiwan. This has nothing to do with Taiwan. I think this is about, imagine, building missile fields where you have, let's just say, 120 silos. Where do you think they're all aimed? Not all of them, but most of them will be aimed here.
Exactly.
Okay.
These numbers are now China may catch up to us. What I'm looking at here is nuclear weapons totals by country. China has 500 or less.
500 or less nuclear weapons, he's saying.
The United States has 5,550.
Right.
So we have they have 10% of the nuclear weapons.
Guys, they start lobbing these things. It's curtains.
The end of the world completely.
Yeah, that's the Fallout video games, man.
Now, here's the interesting thing: the amount of nuclear weapons we have, according to Admiral Richards, 2/3 of them are operationally unavailable.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they've been cycled out for maintenance or whatever there is they're doing to them. They've been downsizing them too, but when they downsize them, what they tend to do is make the ones they keep more powerful. So you have less of them, but you still have the same amount of destruction power.
Right. I mean, now you know why they're operational unavailable? Because of the treaty constraint, the New START treaty.
Yep.
Right, with Russia. So
yeah, supposed to take them all offline.
Right now, being that we're in this, I guess, shit situation with them, I think it's time to put them back online. The only problem is a lot of those missiles are like 30, 35 years old.
Yeah, that's a scary thought too. The aging technology.
Well, they would still work. They just don't have the accuracy like our newer ones have.
Right.
That's the only thing.
When you're lobbing something that destructive, how accurate do you really need to be with it?
True. You know? True. You could be a mile or two off and still create some havoc, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with nuclear weapons, accuracy kind of doesn't matter. It's not even what you're using them for. What makes a country a true nuclear power is that they have what they call a triad. They have silo-based, land-based missiles like what China's building now. They have a bomber, air-based wing.
Yep, and sea-based.
And the submarine missiles. At this point now, you turn to what they call the mutually assured destruction doctrine, where you can't fire because the other guy's going to fire
and everybody
dies and you can't win.
Yeah, it's an unwinnable war.
Well, I think that's why China's building those missile fields.
Yeah.
To, how do you say? To unlevel the playing field.
Exactly. Yes, they want to like be in the status quo. They want to be in the club.
Right. And then, and the crazy shit is they went from they had this stance for years, which was a minimum deterrent stance to a fuck with us stance.
Yeah.
Right? And now they could become the bully of the world. Now, interestingly enough, by 2025, which is in 3 years, supposedly they're going to be the economic powerhouse.
Yeah, they're going to overtake the U.S. Absolutely.
If they haven't already, I mean, look what's going on, everybody.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah,
we're importing baby formula from Germany. This is the United States.
Yeah.
Right.
Sad but true.
We are, and
we're on our death kill here.
Say again?
I said it feels like we're on our death kill here.
You're watching it in slow-mo.
Oh yeah, we are. I mean, and listen, it doesn't help that I'm pretty sure the generals are yelling at fucking Biden every other day. Though I found it interesting that, of course, people are going to say it's media propaganda, but Putin has been firing, according to a few sources, and not even American sources, just other media sources from outside of this country, that said that he fired the rest of his military leaders.
Wow.
Now, if this is true, again, I take everything with a grain of salt. So
Absolutely.
If this is true, this presents a problem because if I'm not mistaken, and I heard this a long time ago, that the process of, nuclear weapons, like here in the United States, of pushing the button, if you will, here you have to go through all of these redundancies to get the missile to go.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, in Russia, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work the same way as us. They have less redundancies, and I'm pretty sure, from what I heard, he can just give the word go. It all lies on him.
Wow.
If he is sick, like they're saying he is,
that's scary.
Right. This could be bad. But I don't know. I don't know how, I don't know.
I mean, prep as much as you can, guys. What the hell?
Say again?
I said prep as much as you can, guys.
Yeah. So
prep. Holy shit.
Yeah. So
make it even scarier if you guys want. Russia has what they call a dead hand system, where even if we were somehow able to destroy the entire command structure of Russia, where they couldn't launch, they have this thing. It's a rocket that flies up and it sends radio signals to their missile silos. They can launch even if they're all dead. That being said, assuming the Russians have something like that, I'm certain that we do too. It wouldn't matter. We'd all be dead.
Yeah.
But at least know in your heart, as you go wherever we go and we burn up in a nuclear fire, that we got them back. And it's good. But yeah, this is what nuclear war really means: complete destruction. It should be avoided at all costs. But like Jason said, we're looking at world leaders who are old
and saber rattling.
Possibly not all with it, and they're in control of weapons like this.
Exactly.
This is the real world. This is today. Right now.
Loki 707. Yes, it takes his defense secretary. But the problem with his defense secretary is his defense secretary already agrees with him.
Yeah, it's his ass buddy.
Yeah.
Right. So yes, he is right. But his defense secretary has already agreed with him, so it doesn't matter. He can launch today if he wanted to.
Preemptive.
Yeah, right. And listen, I don't know if he's as sick as they're saying he are. I'm like, one side of me is hoping he's not, because like Nunya Beeswax said,
he's got nothing.
Man has nothing to fucking lose, right?
Correct.
He like, fuck it, I'm out of here anyway. Let me
he
check.
He wants to leave a legacy,
Yeah, and that's the problem. His speech has been about him wanting to leave his legacy for the last fucking 10 years.
Yeah.
You look back on a lot of his speeches, he wants this legacy to bring back the Soviet Union at all costs. So what is all costs?
It's just a nice one to NSA just tweeted. They're here with us. Hello, Alphabet Boys.
We watched everything glitch. That's when the government comes in. Hi, guys.
I thought you guys were talking about the fucking, all of a sudden we have daylight outside. I'm like, oh, that's it, guys.
Yeah.
It got really bright out all of a sudden.
outside. Oh, man, it is hot.
It was right. What the hell?
Yeah, they said Bushcraft family said he fired 12 of his generals, right? And he fired more generals, I think, this week.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know. The problem is, what's true and what's not? I mean, Putin does look like shit. Every time they have a video of him and they show him, he looks fucking like garbage right now. Yeah. He looks like a Weekend at Bernie's, like they fucking propping the dude up.
He really does too, though.
Well, you ever seen what they can do with television, though? I mean, anybody that's ever seen a movie, I mean, I don't mean to insult anyone or sound like we're stupid, but I mean, look what they can do. They can make anyone look like whatever, dude.
It's true.
Media in general, unless you like seen it yourself, you gotta eat it with like a shaker of salt. Because these days, a person with TikTok can make some shit look for real, man. Deep fakes and what have you. You
Yeah,
gotta be so
exactly.
mistrustful of information these days. It's unbelievable. Who's lying? It may be Russia's telling the truth. We are not allowed to know.
Nope. The propaganda machine is real, and it is working overtime.
And now somebody, of course, we always have a Putin sympathizer. He likes to say, you have it all wrong. NATO backed him in a corner. You're watching a lot of Western propaganda.
I see this guy all
So,
the time.
you know, unfortunately, that's all we're fed is propaganda. You know?
Right, but that's why I look for other outside sources. Right, you look for other outside sources that are not Western propaganda. So then, what's the excuse if they're saying the same shit?
I understand his point of view. What he's saying, I mean, when you look at the map of like, especially like NATO expansion, NATO's policy was always containment. Don't let Russia out of its little friggin' box, you know?
Right.
And they pushed and pushed and pushed all the way to Russia's actual borders. You can almost understand the mindset, but then, okay, fine. But then to just punch into Ukraine like they did and make themselves look like an asshole, whatever their real reasons were, again, like I said, we're not allowed to know.
But see, here's the problem. My whole thing is Putin gave like 3 to 4 different reasons why he went into Ukraine.
Yep.
He blamed NATO for being backed in a corner. But then he said, oh my God, they're Nazis in the Ukraine. We have to do something.
Exactly.
Right. And I forgot what the third excuse was. But
Ukraine's historically Russian. Yeah, like Ukraine belongs to Russia.
Yeah, right. And that's what he said. He goes, yes, we want them back. So you gave 3 different excuses in a matter of a month. And then you used the Nazi excuse, but you completely forgot that you have a Nazi battalion in your fucking army.
Yeah.
Right. So again, the Russian propaganda and the people who said you have Putin all wrong, these motherfuckers act like they know Putin. Like, listen, that's why I said to take everything with a grain of salt. Yep. But there's no fucking way I'm going to sit here and act like Putin's the good guy. He's a fucking politician. And for those of you guys who still side with Putin, dude, do me a favor, fly to Russia and start sucking some dick, because that's what you're doing. You're on the side of a guy who wants to annihilate this fucking country. I don't understand that thinking that people think that Putin's backed in a corner. Putin's been a bully for as long as he's been in office, and even when he was a fucking KGB guy, he has always been a fucking bully. Now all of a sudden he's a good guy. Half of you motherfuckers didn't know who fucking Putin was. I'm pretty sure you didn't know who he was until they fucking started announcing he was going to war with the Ukraine, right? But now fucking everybody's like a Putin expert. They're like, oh, well, that nigga Putin, he's a real deal. He's a hero. They were saying this shit back with Obama. They're like, I'd rather follow Putin than Obama. I'm like, what? Jesus Christ.
Comments are fucking getting crazy. This shit's funny. I love this shit. Oh, man, we got some hot takes in here. This is shit hot. Turn the air conditioner on.
Ooh, that'll really
I back Putin over a potato. Because you're a communist piece of shit. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, dude, I don't have a fucking problem calling you people out. I'm like, I don't like fucking, what's his name? Biden. That guy can kiss a dick, seriously. But I'm not going to back a fucking communist.
I was worried about watching my
mouth.
I don't. It's crazy. These people out here. They're like, Putin is the greatest. I love him. I'm like, then move to Russia.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, it's so good over there. Go join the motherland. Go be.
Yeah, really.
Over there, like, fine. That's great. Do that.
Yeah, I feel bad enough that I'm still in New York, man.
Yeah, I know this is bad. Putin is less commie than Obama. Well, no.
I say this all the time, and I don't mean to, again, like downgrade or make light of anyone else's situation in the whole world, but if you're an American citizen, in the grand scheme of the whole world, you are the 1%.
Yeah, as long as you live above the poverty line, you are the 1%.
That we're allowed to, that we're on the internet talking this shit right now.
Right. We don't have somebody knocking on the door.
So many other things.
Yeah, but New York's trying to change that.
Are they going to do some social media police?
Yeah. They want to monitor all these platforms.
Wait till those people like PTSD.
What they call it? Hateful rhetoric? Is that what the word is?
Yes, that's what she said. Hateful rhetoric.
Yeah, you know what that rapidly turns into when you laugh react to some stupid shit. And they're like, that's bullying.
That's hateful rhetoric,
bro. because you laughed.
Another one, Putin was minding his business. Apparently, they weren't fucking following the other two fucking countries. What was it, Georgia, and what was the other one that he fucking?
Crimea.
Well, no, it was Georgia and
South Ossetia. Chechnya. There was so many. Russia takes over everything.
Yeah.
How far back you want to go?
Right.
Oh,
So again, he wasn't minding his fucking business. He's been warmongering since he fucking stepped on the again. You know what, people? For those of you that love fucking Putin, want to rub his dick on your face, do me a favor. Seriously. Get off of here. Go on Google or DuckDuckGo, whatever the fuck you choose, and do some fucking research. Look at how far back he's gone with this bullshit. And also look at the same excuses he used with Georgia that he used with the Ukraine. They were almost identical, minus the Nazi bullshit. Again, you guys are not doing your research. You guys are sitting here talking about Western propaganda. Do your fucking research. Simple as that. And look at videos where Putin has said himself he wants the fucking Soviet Union back. Out of his mouth.
Yep.
And then now that you realize that Putin wants the Soviet Union back, look at what the Soviet Union did, was responsible for, accomplished, whatever you want to call it, and tell me like that's the system you would choose to live under.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
This player says nobody should be invading anybody in this day and age. I agree. The borders are drawn, and like them or not, these people believe and truly believe in their hearts that they are free, independent nations, and you're not going to take that away from them. You know, as we've seen in Ukraine, these people are.
He can come get Alaska. Let me guess, he's probably going to try to take Texas too, right?
They're fighting with everything they have for their home, and you would too.
You bought Alaska. Alaska's ours. He can fuck himself. $15 million, I believe, we paid for Alaska. That was the Seward purchase, I think they called it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
And he ain't having it. He can suck hard dicks.
Yeah, really.
I like being on this channel with you, Angry, because I can speak freely.
Yeah. Well, we speak pretty freely on our channel too.
I let him do it first because I was like, man, I'm gonna behave myself. We out here for a bunch of people. And then he start talking about motherfuckers and shit. I guess my language right now.
That was my language.
I am fluent in motherfucker.
I'm fluent motherfucker. What else do we got? I'm having fun.
Yeah, the chat is lit tonight, guys. You guys are off the hook.
It's pretty good. I mean, yeah. And then it's an easy conversation when you have guests that can also talk, right?
Yeah.
I mean, since I started to shut up again, I think I've been really fortunate with the guests and everybody being able to hold their own and talk, right?
Yep.
So thank God, man. Because if you guys were fucking drones, I'd be like, oh, this is gonna.
Well, he's a Russian bot.
He's a bot.
I take offense to that. I mean, we don't call me drone. He doesn't control.
Occasionally, we got to plug him in. You know, I'm still working on the wireless Livingston man charger. I'm not there yet.
So, by the way, guys, next Tuesday I have the roaming prepper on.
Awesome!
Yeah.
What a great guy.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, I talked to him. What did we talk? I am on. I think it's. Wait a minute. Yeah. No. I don't know. I think we talk on IG or some shit like that.
Yep.
An email, rather. We talking an email. But I actually should fucking just text him.
Roman Prepper's in the chat. What's happening, Roman Prepper? How are you, brother?
Yeah, he's in here. I think pinball
guy. He puts the out in bug out.
There's like so many people in here. Our chat doesn't do this. This looks like a gas pump. This is incredible. It's like you see someone is gone. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how you
I was reading that and it's gone.
Yeah, I don't even know how he's reading this shit.
And this is slow mo. This is slow mo. Yeah, they go quick.
Oh yeah, I didn't even put the slow mo on. I was like, nope.
Oh.
Yeah, not today.
Is that Travis? Hey, Travis.
Yeah, Travis Medic in the chat too. What a great guy.
I know some of these.
Yeah, what a great guy.
I only met the guy once.
Oh man, so I got an announcement to make if you don't mind, Angry.
Go ahead, man. Shoot.
July 30th and 31st, Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival will be hosting the next in-person live event. We're going to do a bug out weekend, and we're going to divide into a couple camps because I feel like I've kind of been holding the more experienced people back. So we're going to divide into a couple camps and send the more experienced people way back out in the backside of the 100 acres. And the car campers and the older folks will have a knowledge sharing area, some campfire chats. Man, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. All free. all free.
Give me a quick. What do you do on your little live events? What are you talking about?
It's bug out practice. Yeah, it's a bug out practice, guys. Come on out, bring all your stuff. Practice with your bug out gear. It's huge.
Why should I practice with my bug out gear? Am I saving it?
Well,
for
you're saving it, but if you don't know how to use it, what good is it?
You're asked out.
What good is it? So come bring all your stuff, take all that crap out of the package, set it up, spend the weekend living out of your bag, and come hang out with us. It'd be a great time.
Here's the problem.
This guy's salty, isn't he?
No, but here's the problem, McGruff. I hate to enlighten you, but apparently you don't read, you don't do research, because Putin is in with the UN and WHO on that fucking grab for more power. So the reason why it was kicked back, because again, you can't read, so I'm going to break it down to you like a small retarded child. The reason why it was kicked back was because Russia, China, Brazil, 47 African nations decided to say no, because they wanted to actually hold China responsible for what happened with the pandemic and other pandemics that might happen, considering China has a lot of diseases that come out of that country. So with that, China said no, Russia backed that no. Brazil even threatened to leave the WHO. So again, Putin is also in on this, but you wouldn't know that because you're still fucking reading, coloring books and comic books and shit.
Ooh, drop the truth bomb on him.
But
ooh.
Yeah, I mean, it's again. I listen. I don't like sitting here and fucking
you put in the research,
doing the research I'm doing. It's hours of this shit, but I come across a lot of interesting shit,
Yeah.
And when I read that shit, I was like, so Russia was involved. I thought that they were out of that whole thing. They were in on it, and so was China. And I'm like, what the fuck? I thought with this New World Order bullshit that they're trying to build their own, I thought they wanted nothing to do with it. Well, they do, right? But except for they don't like the parameters of what they're being told. So now WHO is going back to the drawing board, and come 2024, they're going to reintroduce this new pandemic treaty. Again, guys, all you got to do is do the fucking research yourself. I shouldn't have to fucking hold your hand like a small child. You should be able to do this shit yourself. Not everything is YouTube searchable. Unfortunately, and suffice it to say, you have to dive deep yourself.
Yep. Google, DuckDuckGo, they're your friends. While this stuff still exists, guys, you gotta dive in.
No,
it's all good. I only let the Livingston man touch the buttons. If I touch it, I'd kill the whole stream. You wouldn't have a guest anymore.
So. Now, back to what that fucking edgelord just said there. Now, we know that allegedly the Biden family has like all this influence and like fucking corrupt bullshit going on in the Ukraine, right?
Yep.
So what knots can we tie with those two ends of rope where you got like those allegations versus like, here's $80 billion. Here's wicked rocket launchers. Here's another $70 million. Here's blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we're dumping money in the Ukraine like crazy.
And you got to ask yourself, with those allegations being made, what is like all of a sudden the U.S. government, like, what was it, Mitch McConnell said some shit like, well, obviously the war in Ukraine is the most important thing in the world right now. Is literally, I think, what he said. But then you have this administration with these so-called corrupt, like, financial ties and like this dirt that's possibly there, and it looks like to me there's bribe money going on here. There's hush money happening here.
Could be.
Now, DS Private, he loves Putin. This is another Putin backer. Again, he doesn't get it either. He is adamant that Putin is like the savior of New World Order. And I'm like,
he's calling you avant-garde? What the fuck does that even mean? What the fuck does that even mean?
Advanced guard.
This chat is lit. I love this shit.
Yeah, it means advanced guard, a group that creates or promotes innovative ideas and techniques in a given field, especially in the arts.
That was my understanding of it. I had never heard it used in that.
Exactly. I was like, wait a minute. Is he insulting me? Was he? This is fucking strange.
Wow.
Yeah, but listen, it is what it is.
We've been sucked into another dimension, brother. I don't know what the hell is going on anymore.
I know. Sometimes, sometimes the chat is like, oh man, it's fucking live. And other times I'm like, what the fuck are people saying? Like, but it is what it is. This is why I think a lot of people like this chat, because it's like the fucking Wild West in here.
It is. Well, I'm not in there tonight. I got a blue wrench. I got a blue wrench, bitch.
Nice.
Can we use it?
No, I can't. I can't use anything tonight, unfortunately.
Trolls getting
I
it.
was gonna
Outlaw
ban
Jackson.
some.
Yeah.
Trolls are not getting me. They can't get me. You know what trolls do? Trolls support me. Outlaw Jackson, by the way, thank you for joining us tonight. Yeah, they support me. So it doesn't matter if they're trolling me. They're giving me a view, which essentially is making me money. So trolls are getting me paid too. So
Boom.
that's a double-edged sword. The trolls can suck me.
Yeah, send your troll homies on over.
Yeah.
They can watch
Now
me.
DS Private's not so much a troll. He likes Putin. That's his that's the only guy I can sort of defend on here. Though I don't know him from a hole in the wall, but I see his chats enough. DS Private is just a big fan of Putin, but I wouldn't call him a troll. There are other trolls in here, but not him.
Yeah, they come out of the woodwork.
I do that too. I yap and I bitch online. That's what I do. I feel him. I know him better than he thinks I do.
Paul says my toxic friends help me grow. Yeah.
Don't do it. Like I love Putin. I'm saying. I mean, I have posters of him on my wall too.
Yeah, it's right behind this tapestry behind us. You pull it back, and there's the Russian bot. That's how he recharges himself. He stares at the fucking Putin poster.
The glow of the glorious glow of the former Soviet Union shines upon me, and I feel better about myself.
Yardbird says you're getting rich off him.
I mean, I think back to the breadlines and the oppression and the executions and the purges, and I'm like, what a great society we built, and I just love it, and I wish we could get back there.
Only use your wrench powers for good. Hey, I tell everybody smash that like button, man. I don't know why more people don't do it. It really helps out the channels when you hit that button, guys.
Why say this when it feels so good? Just hit this.
Yeah.
Bella Hayes, thank you for the donation. I think she gave it to me like an hour ago, but I just saw it.
Do they even still have a dislike button?
Yeah, they definitely
Yeah,
got
there
that
is.
down button. Yeah.
Are you allowed to use it? I feel like it's there, but like I've never seen. I feel like they disabled it. Like it's there, but like everybody's free to
But you can't use it.
Is this bullying?
No, I've gotten thumbs down on my videos. That's fine. If you don't like what I have, that's fine. There's plenty of people that do it. Plenty of people that do it.
I'm annoyed personally when people like our videos. I'm like, why? What?
Because
Alpha Horse. That makes sense. Now, yes, I the one thing I'm not siding with Ukraine, that's for sure. Especially now that they gave Ukraine, what was it, $40 billion?
All that money. Yeah, they give them
It's
all that
ridiculous, bro. It's
right, and then
money.
they gave them $40 billion, and they canceled a small business relief plan for COVID for small businesses here in the United States, which is $48 billion the same fucking week. Rather, so they passed the $40 billion relief to Ukraine, and the following week or two later, they canceled the COVID relief bill. So they gave Ukraine money and canceled the money for Americans. So obviously, with that, I can absolutely say Ukraine can suck a big dick as well.
Go right out of his pocket and right into yours.
Right. And that's crazy. And then on top of that, Ukraine's asking for
more money, more weapons.
Yeah, I think they said something crazy like $7 billion a month.
Come on, man.
I'm pretty fucking sure. Putin.
How Zelensky? How is this dude gonna stand there and demand this of the United States, and he ain't got something up his sleeve? I'm telling you, they know some shit. Trump was right.
Yeah.
There's dirt. There's dirt.
Gotta be
Found in Ukraine. This is bullshit. This dude's standing here like some mafia boss. He's extorting the fucking United States at this point.
We the people are being bled dry by the federal government right now, hands down.
We didn't invade Ukraine, and why are we on the hook for this bill? They're not even a member of NATO. They're not even like allowed to be or whatever, and yet they're more at this. By the time this is over, they're going to be the most heavily armed nation in Europe besides Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was $7 billion. Zelensky needs help, $7 billion to support per month. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Get bent, nuke him, fuck him. I don't give a shit.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
$7 billion? I'm like,
a month.
$7 billion to farms. You can give the $7 billion to small businesses or businesses in general.
Our road should be paved in gold, in solid freaking gold.
I don't even know if this calculator goes that high.
It's disgusting the amount of money that's being funneled away from the American people.
Yep.
especially right now. You know, they're robbing us blind. You saw they suspended the gas tax in New York, and what happened? A week later, right back up to $5. You know, they've been hovering that $4.99 number around here for a long time, like they're afraid to put the 5 and the zeros up there because people just will stop going to the pumps. I saw this morning that, you know, these big retailers, a lot of them aren't making their profit margins that they thought they were going to because people just aren't spending as much money in the stores because it costs too much fucking money to get there.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, you know, and people are making a lot of hard choices right now. It sucks. And
it's only going to get worse, man.
They just keep funneling the money out of the United States. You know, inflation's nuts. Gas prices are nuts. Everything costs more. Shrinkflation, inflation. We're getting it from all angles, guys. Prep as much as you can. It's fucking crazy right now.
Buy real things with your money because the money is not real. You can take one look at the world economy and realize the money's not real. If they need more, they just make more and blah.
Yep.
It's not real. But what you can do is buy things that are real with this fake currency that we're
still playing with. Yeah.
You can get preps. You can get medicine. You can get food. You can get stuff, and you have to because it's not going to be here forever. It's going to go away.
Yeah.
They're showing you every day they are fucking with you.
Yep. And it's all made in China, guys.
They're picking and choosing. They're taking away essential after essential and making it hard to get, making it a pain in your ass.
Especially your medicines.
Well, somebody says that they're coming for our guns. You know what? We're at a point right now. I don't think that's going to happen. No matter what.
Who's coming for the guns?
Yeah.
If 100 people have guns and you take them all, there's still 20 more they can go get.
Yeah.
Right.
There's too many. Confiscation's off the table. I hate to sound unrealistic, but I feel like I sound realistic.
Yeah.
You don't have enough people to come get all the guns. You can't do it.
Exactly.
No.
You can't, right. So again, the people like they come, I'm like, yo, they can pass as many fucking laws as they want. People are gonna stop listening. Period. It's just what it is. You know, Mike, what was it you said with the New York State gun laws that they passed a few years back? What was the percentage of people that?
Oh, it was 96% non-compliance with the assault weapon registry in New York State. They had estimated that there was 1 million assault weapons in New York State, and I think they got somewhere around 68,000 assault weapons registered with the New York State Police by the expiration date, because you only had a certain window to be able to register them to keep them, or you had to modify them to be compliant. And most people just told them to go fuck themselves.
Good.
Have you ever seen the kind of person that registers their weapon to begin with? I mean,
yeah, if you have a badge, you don't have to deal with that.
Right.
So a lot of correction officers, police officers, and things like that, they didn't have to worry about this type of stuff. Even retired law enforcement, they didn't have to worry about it either. But yeah, man, non-compliance is the way to go.
You can also do the same thing that they call it jury nullification, where because you're entitled to a trial by jury, say you are in the position that you've been charged with one of these crimes, right?
Yep.
What you can do is, if the zeitgeist, the spirit of the times in your community is that we're not going to convict of this, they can say it's against the law all they want. But when the prosecutors try to convict, jury says, no, we're not hearing that.
Yeah.
And it's what you do. That's where you need community action. People, real people in your community that feel this way, where you can say, no, this is unjust. This isn't right. And so they can charge you with any crime they want, but a jury is not going to hear it.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't matter. And that's what we've somewhat successfully done in New York. A lot of our sheriffs,
they're not buying.
They're like, we're not even enforcing that law. We're not charging people under that.
Yep.
Nope. So we were lucky in that regard. Although the law is on the books, it really didn't hit as hard as a lot of people thought it would. It was insulting that it was put there in the first place, but it didn't lead to some massive gun confiscation and a massive violation of rights, I don't think.
So I just saw something pop up in the chat. The guy asked that he said New York State banned body armor. What makes you think that they wouldn't try to confiscate weapons with foreign troops? So my answer,
the Canadians?
My answer to that would be, after the first wave of foreign troops are all shot and killed, who would you send next?
We got too many guns. You can't do it.
You'll even, and I hate to fucking say this and even admit this, but you'll even have these little bitch hipsters here fucking fighting back. I mean, not all of them, but even some of these guys will grow a pair of nuts overnight after stopping drinking soy milk and fucking join the fight. So you're gonna have I mean, listen, we watched some of these guys that were training to fight the Trump army, like a lot of these liberals they had around here. So they're gonna join in as well. So again, you're gonna have a lot of motherfuckers fighting, especially for our freedoms, and especially if we have some kind of imposing force. Now, again, if you have an attack, like we were talking about Russia and China, that's a different ball game altogether. But even then, if I'm not mistaken, the Chinese and the Russians don't have the amount of people that it would need to fight this country, because you're fighting the military and you're fighting the citizens. Like, this isn't an average country where a lot of citizens will run to Canada or Mexico. I mean, yes, you'll have some bitches that definitely will.
Turn tail and run.
Right, but this isn't that, you know. This definitely isn't that. But whatever troops they're gonna send here to strip our guns, it isn't gonna happen.
I want to know who, and I hear people saying they'll use NATO. They'll use NATO. Okay, fine. Who is NATO? NATO is 300,000 U.S. soldiers and 13 dudes from Poland. That's what NATO is.
It really is.
So go ahead. Like, foreign troops, there are none, bro.
No, we are the foreign troops. We are the teeth of NATO. No ifs, ands, or maybes.
Without the United States, there is no NATO. Why do you think we can't have free healthcare and free education? Because we prop up these punk-ass European countries' military against Russia. It's why you can't get your teeth fixed, why your kids can't go to college, but they can, because we pay for their military, not them. Fuck NATO.
Yeah, big time. NATO, listen, don't get me wrong. NATO's been the source, or rather the bane, of fucking every country's existence. I mean, they sit there and they bully other countries into joining them. But this move that who was it that just made this move? Iceland, or not Iceland?
Finland,
Sweden's Finland, right? Joining of NATO. Like they were asked a few years ago, and they said no need. Then this should happen, and then they said fuck it, we'll join. Now I don't know if that was a fuck you to Putin from those two.
I think so.
I have that feeling it was a fuck you to him, and they were just like, well, we're joining, you know, and there's nothing you could do about it.
I'm gonna start directly fighting with people in the chat. Like, Ukraine isn't a fucking NATO country. Get it through your head.
Yeah. They're not. Unfortunately, they're on their own.
Yeah. And so, I mean,
yet they're more heavily armed than any NATO countries, sans the United States or maybe Britain.
Oh, listen, man. All I know is that this China-Russia shit ain't looking good. You know,
it's definitely not.
Amongst the other things we have going on, the other problems, then we have to contend with this new thing I learned about the other day. And then I sort of knew about it, but I was like, nah, this is not going to go anywhere. So, of course, I closed my computer. 6 months later, it's a fucking issue. It's called transabled.
Transabled.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
No? You don't want to figure it out? Just a little bit?
No.
Okay.
Well, no. Because if you're going down that rabbit hole,
if it's transable, I think I'm picking up.
Yeah. I'm guessing it doesn't have to do with trans fats, huh?
No. No.
Oh, man.
Transable is.
This guy's just big mad.
What the fuck? All right. So it's people who feel like they should have been born disabled.
Oh my good Lord.
Okay, so listen, man. I'm sorry, but the train is off the rails. There's no getting it back on. With that being said, these people feel like that they shouldn't have been born with 2 legs or 2 arms. One lady went as far. I can't believe this shit. She went as far as pouring bleach in her eyes so that she was permanently blind.
Holy shit.
She actually burned her eyes out. Her eyes were fucking destroyed. So she has a cane, and now she has a seeing eye dog. People who are blind, like, I don't know if anybody on here is blind. I doubt it. But people who are blind, they want that sight. They long for it, you know? There are people who I mean, they got used to it, but there's always that part of their brain that wishes they can see. right? And this lady poured bleach in her eyes. Another kid cut his arm off, and one guy was trying to crush his legs or his leg, but the doctors saved his leg, so now he has a nasty limp. And it's a growing, so they said, it's a growing group of people who identify closely to transgender people. The only difference is transgender people, and I'm going to say this on here, whether it gets me in trouble or not. Whether it gets,
man, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Whether this gets me in trouble or not, I can care less. Transgender people are pretending to be something they're not. These people are legitimately making themselves disabled.
That's crazy.
Right? By cutting something off, the lady that bleached her eyes, I couldn't believe it.
So it's obvious that we have a serious mental health issue.
Big time.
Going on here. It's got to be something they put in our fucking water or our food. Maybe it's the fluoride in your fucking toothpaste. I don't know, man. Holy shit.
Yo, and the crazy shit is the doctors, there was one doctor and some academic, I don't even know what the fuck that means. They were both making, so they were saying that this is normal, and that this is, not that it's normal, they were trying to make it normal. Sorry.
They're trying to normalize this?
Huh?
They're trying to normalize this?
Yes. He was like,
what the fuck?
People, yo, it was insane. He's like, these people, they're like transgender people. They feel like they were in the wrong bodies. I'm like, what? To be fucking graced with 2 arms, 2 legs, and 2 eyes, and you feel like that you should have been born with no sight? It's a mental illness.
Yeah,
so I invite you guys to do yourselves a favor, if you want, to really dive down this rabbit hole. Just type in transable. You're going to be fucking shocked. And they're trying to make themselves part of the LGBT community, which I don't understand, because it's not a sexuality, it's a disability. So yeah, it's crazy. I'm telling you. And transhumanism. The people who want to be animals. There's another term they use.
Oh Jesus! So I actually heard something. The furries.
Yeah, we call those furries. But
No,
they're putting litter boxes in bathrooms.
No. They're not doing that. Fuck that.
Oh yes,
they're nobody.
Yes, they are. They
are. The fluffies, furries. What the fuck, folks? What the fuck?
I thought the furries were
about the
people that like to have sex in animal costumes. I thought that's what that was.
That's furries. That's what furries are.
Like, that's what furries are. Okay.
Yeah. About the transableism. All right. So
he doesn't know where to go.
When you were explaining it, I was picking up like this, almost like this, like sort of like a guilt. Where like maybe these people like are somehow like whatever, something's making them feel bad that they have it better than someone else.
Yeah.
And it started to sound to me like they're paying some kind of like penance. And I wondered, so if a religious person, like imagine like a flagellant, those people that whip themselves.
Right.
How is it so much different?
I don't know that it is, man. I think it's all
now. Sure, some people out here like, oh, now I have a disability. Like, pay attention.
Short wiring or something. I don't know, man.
Well,
I can't speak to this in a negative fashion because I simply can't understand it.
Well, there are people out there who listen. What you just said about them wanting to, I guess they feel guilty for having it. I thought that might have been the reason at one point, but I don't think so. I think these people legitimately, because they were saying this. They said that people sit there and think that they were born in the wrong bodies, that they should have been missing a leg. I'm like, how the fuck do you decide you should have been missing a leg? Like, listen, I give transgender people just like an inkling of a thought when they say I was born in the wrong body. Okay, because sometimes you see it in the dudes. You know, some dudes are real feminine, or some chicks are really dykish and bullish and like, yo, look at me, you know, and then so you sort of get that because they could have been reincarnated. If you believe in reincarnation, they were reincarnated in the wrong body. So I'll give you that. But when you start to talk about I should have been born with my left leg missing, like specifically your left leg.
A little too specific, yeah.
Right, that's strange, man. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
You know, and the crazy shit is like, I mean, with the exception of, I mean, a lot of these people they're definitely mental illness.
Gotta be.
Why aren't we addressing it? we're letting it go.
We're appeasing these people.
This shit.
And it makes it bigger. It makes it worse. It makes more people buy into this bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, because again, a hot take that maybe nobody asked for is that there's a stigma attached to it. Oh, you fucking furry. Oh, you fucking transable. You fucking whatever. And so some people like want to push buttons and paint their fingernails black and be something they ain't supposed to be. And some of them just do it for that reason alone because it pisses you off.
Okay.
So I wonder. I think a lot of LGBT culture. I mean, to be controversial like this, I'm not shitting on the idea of it. I'm saying that a lot of it. There's real gays, and then there's like Instagram gays.
Yeah.
The real ones like lived in fear. They'd get beat up, dragged behind a car, like be subject to real oppression, perhaps violent. Whereas the worst thing that happened to you is someone misgendered you. Shut up.
Right.
You know, so I think that eventually there'll be a schism in that regard. I would assume, and I don't mean to speak to it, I can't, that what I so ignorantly call real gays secretly or maybe not so secretly disdain the so-called new gays, where it's just trendy and it's what everyone's doing. It's not actually you.
Well, interestingly, you said that because there was a study about kids and TikTok and how TikTok has not convinced, maybe it is convinced, or made it trendy to be an LGBT member. So whether that's whether that's gay, straight, or your pronoun is they, we, us, and tree, or bug, they feel like they're trying to be in this in thing. And it's become trendy. And I know, listen, there are a lot of gay people out there that are like, yo, this is fucking bullshit. I didn't fight for all of these rights for these fucking assholes to go on TikTok and make a mockery of my sexuality. And I know that there are gay people out there that think that. I know that there are trans people out there. Listen, you want to be trans, it's fine. There are a lot of trans people. There's one that I actually follow. It's a dude that's a chick, something White. I forgot the first name, but anyway,
Blair White. I know you're
thinking
about that.
Right.
Yes.
And
She's beautiful. I love her.
It's interesting because even he knows that he is still a dude, but that he feels comfortable this way.
Yeah.
And the crazy shit is that there are people out there that want to. They demand that you address them a certain way. I don't want to play your game. I don't want to play with you or Dickopoly. I don't want to play any of that shit with you. I just listen. You want to fucking pretend to be what you think you are? That's fine. Do it,
life.
But don't convince us, my kids, the fucking nation, that we have to play along in this psychic game. A fucking lady telling me, "Oh, my pronoun today is bug. So could you please refer to me as a bug?"
And you're supposed to know that because you're a mind reader.
Yeah,
right. That's the other thing. Like, hey, what's going on? Well, my pronouns. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what your pronoun is. We're gonna start this shit. We're gonna get into a fucking nice argument.
You're a dude from now on. You're a dude.
Yeah.
Bro, chief, man.
You got it, dude.
Pronoun. Yeah. So so Blair is a conservative, right? And there's another one. It's a chick trying to be a dude, though this chick looks like a dude. But I wonder what these people are going to look like when their meds stop working. Because that's the other thing these people get to realize, that the meds don't last forever in any of these things. Whether you're a psych patient, whether you're trans, whether you're diabetic. Well, diabetics can last a long while. But a lot of the medications for hormone replacement doesn't last long. Like over the years, your body starts fighting it off. Right? So now what happens? I wonder what these people are going to look like in a few years.
It's almost as if like biological facts start to take over.
Yes.
And undo what the medication has done.
Yeah.
Again, I don't want to stand here and sound like we're hate. I'm not hating. I don't think anybody else is either.
I don't give a shit, man. Live your life. Be who you want to be.
Right, but I
could give a fuck.
What I will ignorantly state, because I don't quite understand, is that the people who are truly transgender, that you haven't noticed them. They're here among you, and you never even saw it.
Right.
They weren't the ones trying to ram it down your throat and make you what some people in all communities hear is we want equality, but then what some people take that to mean is supremacy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the LGBT community as a whole, not as the individuals, but what some of us.
Looks like it's all been hijacked, guys.
And it's been taken over for reasons and agendas, and now like these stated aims of we're quote coming for your children. Of course, that gets people riled up. You're bringing in undertones of pedophilia and shit.
Yep.
Nobody likes that. I don't care what fucking gender you are.
Yep. Leave the kids alone. Oh wow. Russia would use nukes against us, huh?
This chat has turned into fire.
It really is.
Well, yeah. John Christian, thank you for the donation. And we already know that. But I have my bone to pick with Peter Vincent Pry. He is a nuclear expert. But as far as war tactician shit goes, he's not. And like I said, there's a couple things he said that he had flat out wrong on Canadian Prepper's interview. And he was talking about the Ohio class subs. There was a bunch of shit that he said wrong, and I'm not even on a fucking sub, and I knew that they were wrong. But there were two guys in his chat who worked on Ohio class subs, and they were like, he got it all wrong. Where the fuck did he get this information from? And this guy's in the know. Dr. Vincent Pry to me sounds like a Russian sympathizer, because when you watch his other videos or other interviews, rather, he damns the U.S. and he fucking puts Russia on his pedestal. You know, so I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe they edited it wrong. But like I said, I think this guy is a fucking Russian plant. But that's me.
Well, I think before you go, stroking off the big red bear, remember where you fucking live. Remember where you live. If you live in the United States of America, that might not be something you want to coddle, guys.
No, that, but you can simp for Putin and stand for him all day. But the nuke's gonna hit your house regardless. He doesn't care.
Exactly.
The nuke's not gonna come down and go, oh my God, my Russian sympathizer. No, that's not gonna happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's no Passover for that.
Right, if you people are willing to die for it, then that makes you a fucking asshole. And I pray to God I never meet you in person. Anyway, Cinderella Charming, thank you for the donation. And she's absolutely right. They need approval. Right. That's the thing with today's society. I think across the board, not just the LGBT community. I think this young generation, they just want approvals and they want, me, look at me. Oh, look at me on Instagram. Look at me on Facebook and TikTok and yada, yada. She's absolutely right. This young generation, man, it's all they want to do is fucking be on a phone and have the woe is me party, like everyone,
Yep. Big pity party.
What you see with that now, what everyone wants to do now. Like I used to be one of these kids. I was in high school. We're talking 18, 19 years ago, right? I had the fucking blue hair, the big chain, fuck punk rock dude, Green Day and all this shit, right? Fuck you, punk rock guy. And I used to say shit like, one day a guy with tattoos and blue hair is going to be president. What I did not expect, because in my day it was fuck you. Like I did the thing because fuck you, you don't like it, not because everyone's doing it. Like what I thought was punk rock, if you know what I mean, it turned into like a trend. Now it's perfectly normal for you to see a person working at the DMV with blue hair, a nose ring. Unacceptable, like just 20 years ago. And so what people are doing now is they want to be part of that. They want to be noticed. They want to be looked at. They want to be special. But when you highlight everything, nothing is highlighted.
Yeah, very true.
Yep. Elizabeth G, I didn't know I had fucking Gen Zers in here. I thought I was too old for them.
What is a Gen Zer even?
Yeah, the age gap's got me all messed up now, man.
Is it the 2000 to like 2005 or some shit like that, or 4?
See, I always call them Zoomers. Like I don't even know what these words mean anymore. I guess I'm old.
We are. When you have to ask your kids,
she's 21. She's 21, so yeah.
What will I stop buying when gas is $8 a gallon? Gas. Yep. I'll learn to walk that day. That'd be a day I get up out of my wheelchair and walk.
No, yeah, I'll have a skateboard.
Yeah. $8-10 per gallon, blow me, dude. Fuck that.
And that's looking like a choice that some of us are going to have to start making here soon.
So,
I'll go find myself a horse. I'll deal with the consequences.
Yeah, reverting backwards.
So I think a horse is a better option. Probably.
The de-evolution of society.
Well, see, my horse
is
breaks
well
down.
underway.
I can eat it. Like, you know, you can't eat your car if it breaks down. Simple enough, right?
True.
8 is very possible this year. I believe it, man. The gas prices are running away right now.
I wouldn't mean to come across as that you should steal horses. That's like a big deal. They got a problem with rustling. They call it cattle too. Don't go stealing somebody's cow. That shit's like a federal offense. They hang you.
I know in some states stealing horses is still an actual fucking crime.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's still punishable by death because it used to be punishable by death.
Yeah, it's bad news. Don't go rustling. That's bad news. That's cowboy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, once they got the cars, they stopped punishing by death. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, isn't it?
Without football codes. This DS Private said, DS Private just said, I'll just put it up on the screen. Ohio class sub commanders and its XO can launch without football codes. I didn't know. Wait a minute, didn't they change that? I thought they had an issue with that. That movie, what the fuck was it called? Crimson Tide?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so like there's so many nuances to this shit.
Okay.
There's a big deal that's got to happen before these guys can just go ahead and launch. They have to be like confirmed like 1,000 ways from sunset that there's no way to communicate, and they have to infer that okay, society has been destroyed. They can't just be like, you know what I feel like doing. Like it doesn't work that way.
Like, hey, buddy, let's crack these codes in quick.
In theory, yes, but like, no. Yeah.
Well, right. That was the whole what you call it with the Crimson Tide, right? They were underwater. Their communications antenna was damaged, and they thought that the last communication that they went with was something about war. And Gene Hackman was so adamant about fucking launching it, right? So yeah. I mean, it's the movies, so you know we take that with a grain of salt, but. Yeah, it makes sense. I guess it makes sense. I never even thought about it that way, you know, or never thought about it. Period. That they didn't need the fucking codes to launch.
Unbelievably, given their level of destruction and how easy we are all kind of led to believe it is for this to happen, yeah, you could slip over that brink real quick. But like a nuclear weapon is honestly one of the safest things in the world. It's like nearly impossible for it to go off and go where it's supposed to go without you really fucking meaning it. And I mean really, and not only just you, but everybody else too.
Yeah.
The levels of safety involved with these things are astronomical. They fly around the world all day long. All day long. They're flying around you right now, like all over the place, going everywhere, on alert, doing the thing like they've been for 60 years. And
yeah, didn't they drop one over like North Carolina once upon a time? They like lost a nuclear warhead.
It happens. They get broken arrows, they call them.
Yeah.
Plane catches fire, they got to
didn't go off, thank goodness.
They never do. They can't. They literally can't. Fact of life. Sorry to burst everybody's bubble. I know you all want it to burn up so bad. But it's actually a lot harder than you might think.
Wasn't Gene Hackman in Poseidon's Adventure? I'm pretty sure he was. He wasn't the bad guy in that movie.
What is Broken Arrow then, wise ass? Broken Arrow is a lost nuclear weapon. Say I'm wrong. Go ahead, do it.
I dare you. I fucking dare you. I saw Top Gun. That's an awesome movie, by the way.
I heard that.
Top Gun's the best sequel ever made.
I heard Top Gun Maverick was Western propaganda. I heard it called.
Yes, that's why China, a China tech company, backed out of it. And once they backed out of it, Tom Cruise put the Taiwanese flag back on the jacket. So he took it off to appease them, but then they were complaining that the movie was too American, too
American. It's fucking Top Gun,
and it's a Navy movie too. At that, right? So again, he put the flag back on, and he said well, not so much him, but one of the investors in the movie says that Hollywood is done appeasing China, so we might see.
I think that's a crock of shit, but okay.
Well, yes, you're right. Because look what they did to Red Dawn. I was so excited with Red Dawn, the remake, and then they gave the storyline the most unrealistic storyline. North Korea attacking the United States with what fucking military? with what vehicles, right?
Yep.
It was just stupid. China was more what you call it, and they shouldn't have listened to China because that movie that they spend money on, they made nothing back on it.
Yep.
Don't use Alexa. I have like 15 of them things in my house, and you know what? Like they're disgusted with the things I say. They don't even listen to me anymore. That's all you gotta do. Don't worry about your Alexa.
It doesn't
just say
even
offensive shit to it all day.
If you say enough, if you talk enough trash to Alexa, she just stops listening.
Just swear at it.
Oh, Christian Prepper, you on my shit list. He said Top Gun Maverick was okay. Okay. Wait a minute. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Christian Prepper say he was Canadian? So then maybe he could say if he was an American and said he was okay, I'm like, move to Canada. But he might be already. He said
he might be Canadian.
big Star Wars shout out. Anyone noticed it? Star Wars. Big Star Wars
in Top Gun. I haven't seen it yet. So.
In Top Gun the movie or just in general? Because Star Wars fucking sucks now.
I've never seen Star Wars. What is that?
Yes, he is Canadian. He said that's why he didn't like. That's why he said it's okay. So he gets a pass. He wouldn't understand freedom and fast jets.
Look, see, he's back. I was right, you motherfucker. I told you.
Broken Arrow.
Thanks for your apology.
What?
It's okay. I'm just messing with you, buddy.
He sucks Canadian.
Just messing with you, buddy. I got a loud mouth. I love you.
What's a good show to watch?
Alone.
Alone
is a good show to watch.
The other show that From, that's a good one.
Ooh, I'll have to look into that one.
That one's on Epic Videos. Epic channel. Is it Epic? Yeah, EPIX, right? Epic.
It's called what again?
From. Yeah, it's a fucking. It has that whole prepper homestead shit in it, man. Like it because cool. People are stranded in this one place. You got to see it. You'll like it.
Awesome.
It's definitely a good watch. And then if you're into like some fucked up shit, The Boys. That's pretty fun.
Boys.
Yeah, season 3 was fucking. First episode was a little out of control. Maybe I'm getting old because I'm looking at it now. I'm like, damn, they took it to a whole new fucking level.
The wokeness in TV is what really kills me, man.
Oh, it destroys
it everywhere. It just be invading everything.
I hate it. I'm ready to unplug from society.
You know what? It's not because I'm bigoted. It's not because I'm unwilling to accept this lifestyle. It's because I don't want it on my plate, and they're serving it to me anyway.
Yeah, cramming it down your throat.
Well, see, here's the deal.
If you went to a restaurant and they did this to you, you'd complain.
You know what? I'm whatever people tell me that I am. They tell me I'm homophobic. That's what I am. I'm transphobic. I'm whatever the fuck you want to name me. That's what I am. I can't anymore. For me, keep saying, I don't hate that. I don't care what they think.
It's tough.
Whatever comes out of our mouth, they're not going to like it, and they're going to label us whatever they're going to label us. So the days of me going, I'm not homophobic. I'm not this. I because I don't have to explain myself anymore. I'm too old to explain myself to fucking idiots. We are contending with idiots, so explaining ourselves out the window. Because it doesn't matter whether you say, listen, I'll do this for gay folks and I'll do that for gay folks. If you just take a tiny bit of a stance against them, that's it.
Yep. You're anti-everything.
Yeah.
Well, I always hated the term phobic because it implies I'm afraid. I see what you're trying to do there. You're trying to shame me, like, oh, what's my, you scared of gay? I'll fight a gay dude. I ain't fucking scared. If that's what we're out talking about here, don't call it afraid. Call it like I just don't want it in my face. Like if I did it to you, you wouldn't like it. Don't do it to me. It's all like do your thing, do mine. But like it's the supremacy aspect of it that some people pull.
Yeah, it sucks. Sucks, man. I hate it.
Yeah, and the crazy shit is the LGBT movement. They use the civil rights movement playbook. That's why they got to where they got to, because they kept saying that this next fight's going to be the next civil rights movement, and people are like, I want to be a part of the next civil rights movement, and that's how they got people sucking into this shit. And here we are now. The same people who were on their side are now starting to turn against them slowly but surely. I mean, I know a ton of people who were like a few years ago, they were like, well, why don't you take this stance and that stance and this stance? And I go, because enough already. It's fucking overboard, but it's not that bad. Now it's 2022. These same people like, yo, this shit's getting out of control. Everything. Why the fuck is everything like you said is on our plate forcefully?
Yeah, it really is.
Said why all the LGBT talk? Because it's Gay History Month and we're paying them respects. That's why.
We're all talking about it already. What's the
That's
matter?
it, yeah.
No homo.
I mean, all the different colored bubbles.
Excuse me.
in the chat,
Sorry. Pro
very-
homo. Pro
very
homo.
rainbowish.
Yeah.
Russian films are almost always terrible. Well, Das Boot wasn't bad. That was a good submarine movie, actually.
Das Boot was awesome, man.
Yes, that was a good movie.
The technicalities of how they made it. I mean, wow. It's totally cool.
Jericho and Tremors are two.
Man.
People keep saying.
I think, man.
Oh, it is. Sorry.
Tremors,
Escape from Babylon is right. It's monkeypox month. We need to be focused on that.
Ah,
the monkeypox.
Well, didn't they try to blame that on the LGBTs too, though? Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen that. You know, they were trying to.
You know what's happening in a couple weeks downtown. So, I think in the next couple weeks, the monkeypox is going to explode in that community.
Is that French for don't use any public bathrooms in New York City for the next month?
Or or just avoid them like the plague. I don't know. I mean, but no, I think it's going to be a problem within that community, and the problem is they don't give a fuck. So you know,
it was wild, bro. It's gone.
Yeah, you see some flashes of brilliance in the chat. It's like, holy shit, and it's gone.
Yeah. It's gone. Yeah, you try to get your
eye on monkeypox. Stop having gay sex. He said that. Jeez. A crazy prepper said that. Go visit his channel. He's got lots of knowledge to drop on you. Wowie, this is great. I have never in my life. Das Boot was a German film, but you might find that.
Sorry about that, Tony Wilson. Excuse me. Same difference. German, Russian, all the same. White dudes that speak the language.
Yeah. In love with fascism, we know, we get it.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, NYPD has a gay pride squad car.
Yes. Yeah. It's
Oak YPD.
Nobody's hating on gay people. We said that already. Don't just leave that where you found it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Slut pride though, yeah, we don't love that.
Every how you say agency does. There's an ambulance and there's a fire truck, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think there's a garbage truck, though. There should be a garbage truck.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. Wouldn't go over too good. See, the optics are all wrong.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that being said, now, at what level of, all right, as perhaps some of you in the chat here or viewing are, as a member, if you are, okay, right? You're a member of the LGBT community and you see like NYPD's got like their obligatory pride car. The FDNY's got their obligatory pride truck. Are you seeing that as validation, or are you seeing that as pandering?
Yeah, that's a good question. Especially all these companies now. This
you see,
month, right?
Everybody
puts the flag up.
With
the
city agencies, I think it's more about acceptance or realizing acceptance because there's no money to be made.
Yeah.
Right. When companies do it, it's pandering because they're doing it for the fucking money, which I don't get. Because listen, the LGBT community as a whole is about 6% here, or maybe 6.8%, if I'm not mistaken, here in the United States. 6.8. Why are we moving mountains for 6.8%? Something's wrong.
Remember when we moved mountains for the 0.01% like a year and a half ago?
True. But we don't do this for and here's my bone to pick. We don't do this for Black History Month. And we're talking about Black History Month because I'm a Negro. But my point is, during Black History Month, we don't do any of this shit. We don't have the fanfare, the people changing their logos, none of this shit. And the Black community doesn't complain. They're like, okay. But with the LGBT community, for example, if you had a business in the village, they were bullying businesses to put the rainbow flag in their fucking stores, or you were getting boycotted. This came from one guy I knew who owned the store down there, and I was like, I always wondered if that was a thing. He goes, "It is." I'm like, "Get the fuck out!" Yeah, it's definitely an issue here in the city. But I know you guys that live upstate or people who live in Middle America, they don't have to deal with this shit.
No, bro. Honestly, I saw all of a sudden the other day, some of the buildings in our town are hanging the Ukraine flag outside, right? So everybody's putting up their Ukraine flag because I stand for the current thing, whatever the fuck it is. whatever it is. They don't give a shit. They just want to be the fucking wagon rider who has the right thing up, you know?
They're so annoying.
And the other day, the fucking Ukraine flags came down so they could put up their gay pride flags or gay pride flags.
Right.
What the fuck, man? You literally jump off of the war in Ukraine to jump on the gay pride bandwagon because you sell fucking sandwiches. I mean, come on.
Yeah, really. So again, you got to know your fucking crowd. You know, I mean, like, for example, you know, I've had a couple people on here who I guess were gay, and I think there might be one or two that still fucking listen to the bantering. But I remember one time somebody was like mad at me because not the lady a few weeks ago when I said gay and she flipped out. I think I said gay or that shit's gay, and this dude was like flipping out on me. Oh, he flipped out on me when he saw me in person downtown. And he was like, how dare you talk to us like this? I'm like what? He's like, you're demeaning us. I'm like, you guys are demeaning yourself. Look, I was doing a live stream. When I was doing a live stream in Washington Square Park, I ran into this dude and he was trying to I was like, dude, you're doing it to yourself. Look at what's going on here. And he looked back, he goes, but that's how we celebrate. I said, with AIDS and drugs? I said, what the fuck's going on? And he was like, really? You motherfucker? I was like, all right, man, I'm fucking with you. And then he fucking stormed off. I was like, all right.
Wow.
Wait, you kind of hit him a little hard there, I'm going to go ahead and say.
Bro, that's, you know, there's little time left for the bullshit and the back and forth.
For all this, yeah, like what fucking worry about your fucking pronouns or your
we're watching the food supply fucking burn. We're watching the supply chain crumble. We're watching the fuel prices go to places we never fucking thought we would ever see.
Right.
And everybody's got to be worried about some stupid fucking bullshit. Just more fucking distractions, man.
As we wind down this live stream, I feel the need to say that everything that I said was meant in complete humor and jest, whereas Mike is an actual homophobe. So it was
not
him
true, not
that
true.
did that. But listen, folks, like most of this shit is all jokes, or if better is venting. Okay.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it sounds like we're bitching. It sounds like you might call us phobic, whatever. What we're really trying to do is just understand.
Yeah.
And we can't at this point. It's on you to help us. Because some of you just look ridiculous out here, and that's what we're calling out.
Yeah.
There's no hate here. This is not hate.
No. It's not hate. I just don't like the fucking bullshit. Like you said, I don't want it on my plate. I don't need to fucking see it.
You didn't ask for it, you don't want it, and that should be the bottom line.
Yeah. No means no. Last I heard.
Yeah.
I remember when chicks were saying no means no, and they were marching in the street with it. But when we say it, we're homophobic. But whatever. It's listen, like I said, whatever they want to call me. I've been called everything under the fucking sun. Racist, homophobic, what is it, misogynist, you name it. Whatever it is against midgets, you can't say that anymore. But whatever it is, like I've been called all of it. I'm like, whatever, man, because you know what? Life is, first of all, too short to be fucking politically correct. That's
the thing that we live together. Yeah, we're actually married. You figured it out.
Bingo.
No.
We're closet.
No, I think
literally in the closet right now.
Yeah, this is just a great big closet.
Our Tesla's parked downstairs. We have a great life.
Yeah. I put my hipster outfit on when I leave here.
It's that rebel flag isn't hate. It's just dumb. Go ahead. Rise again then. Do it. The North will crush you again. Go ahead. Keep it up. I hate you.
The rebel flag, like, again, people don't know the history. And it's funny. You look at the history of the rebel flag. It's just like, it has nothing to do with fucking hate. The Nazi flag has to do with hate.
Yeah.
I love hating on Southerners because I'm like allowed to because I'm a Northerner. So they're like, the Civil War was fought for states' rights, bro. It wasn't states' right to what? In this case.
Yeah.
The argument sort of falls apart when you realize that, it was kind of about slavery because that was the only thing they were trying to do away with. And they were like, no, we'll leave your country if you make us get rid of our slaves. And then they hide behind this states' rights bullshit. Give it up. Rise again. Do it. Do it.
Well, here.
We'll wrap your railroad rails around trees again. The ghost of Daddy Sherman will rise again and burn Atlanta again. Rise up. Please. I'm waiting. That's all I got to say.
I wonder if there is Gates for Gun Group, JH. That is true. Yeah, listen, I mean, as far as the whole civil rights, the slavery thing. Slavery was a small part of the Civil War. People like to think or say it was a large part. It was a small part. The Northerners can give two shits about slavery. They can care less. When slaves came up here to be free, they were treated like shit, and they were still lynched up here. But no one talked about that. The rebel flag came late, and the rebel flag was just a rebel group of dudes who were trying to fight for the South, and it represented racism in the end, but it really doesn't. Listen, the slavery thing, I did not my research on it, but I spoken to people about it. I did research, and yes, it was a big fucking problem, and yes, it should have been abolished, but people failed to realize that the South was looking to get a couple of Southern politicians were looking to get rid of slavery anyway, because they just said it was, and this is the opposite side of the coin. It wasn't cost effective anymore with new machinery coming out. So they were looking to get rid of slavery anyway because it was too expensive to keep up the upkeep of slaves, keeping them healthy, keeping them fed. So they were going to do away with it anyway. And then the slavery argument was again sort of falling apart, and the South just didn't want to get the shit taxed out of them. They didn't want to get the tobacco and their cotton taxed, and that was the bigger fucking reason, again, for all of that money. And yes, slavery played a role, but it was actually a smaller role than it was. But you won't hear these facts. You hear the fucking same talking point of the North. You know, it was all about slavery, and they didn't want you to be a human being. Yes, there was part of it, but there's a lot more to this war that you listen, you got to dive into. But anyway, that being said, it is
divide and conquer.
What Michelle the Great said is probably the main takeaway we should all do, is that just be a good person. It ain't even hard. But yet we find it to be. We tell ourselves it's hard. Like, don't put yourself out there to that person. Don't help that guy. Oh, like somebody else will do it, type of thing. Like, but like she said, that was the greatest advice ever. Just be a good person.
Yep.
Pretty much. And with that being said, guys, do me a favor. Head over to Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival's YouTube channel, Mike's. Head over to his channel, like and subscribe. I know you guys like what you heard. I know, and Livingston Man is always with him because they live together. So
happily married.
That's the living part of Livingston.
And to boot, you also get to see Livingston Man.
Ton man in the bedroom.
Do me a favor, head over to the channel and like and subscribe to it. And I will see you guys, I think, tomorrow morning.
Awesome.
My mid-morning bullshit report.
I'll be listening along, brother.
All right. So, guys, other than that, thank you, Mike, for joining me. Thank you, Livingston, for joining me tonight. Great time tonight. We went well over the hour, but it's all good. That means we have to
appreciate it.
Absolutely, bro.
You guys, later in the week.
Good night, everybody.